Yo, 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 it is that time once again. Man, it's good to be back. MCXPRadio sitting here chilling in the BGSC network. Y'all know how we do it, man. Your boy A. Reed in the building. Of course, my man Broken is here, man. I appreciate you guys. I know it's been a minute. I was gone last week, had some stuff to do. Couldn't get to y'all yesterday, man, like I intentionally planned on it, but I do have another little one that's on the way. My girl's stomach getting a little heavy right there. So, I got to help her out and whatnot. But without further ado, man, I'm back. I'm going to come back, you know, good, harder than ever, man. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it, baby. MCXP Radio. Let's go.
Swagger pimp, yeah. Can't now another nigga like me. Yeah. Okay, it goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rockin'. It's time for hip hop. On they reach watch, no sir, not for show. No bars made up of fairy tales. I'm trying for a tragedy, I know it well. So put your hands up in the air just for the winners. A peace sign of pimps, the prostitutes, the sinners. We all deserve a second chance, but we products of illusion and victims of our own circumstance. Apply the pressure, I bet you can. Live the life that you love, shout out to Rand. Love the life that you live, shout out again. It ain't a tough pill to swallow once you comprehend.
Yeah. So we in it, man. You are officially kicking in here in the Monday Man Cave. I know it's supposed to be Monday, but it's a Tuesday. I dig it. But you are in the man cave with your boy A. Reed. My man Broken is in the building, of course. Still trying to get him to get this picture up, but it's all good, man. It's all good. We always have a good conversation when we do the thing. A lot of stuff to talk about, people, of course. Now I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to hold you because I got a lot. Shit, I got a lot of shit to say, regardless. So let's get into it, man. My 3 points. Is you ready? Is you ready? Let's get it. All right. 3 points, man. Do y'all agree or disagree? And please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that good stuff. Please put your comments up into the mix, man. I would love to post them out there, man. Post your comments and we can talk about it while we're here on the live doing our damn thing. Point number one, I think one of the biggest things that everybody has been talking about is that this man right here, the diddler, is striking. The diddler is striking. That's right. Mr. P. Diddy, the diddler. Diddy's houses have been raided in California, New York, Florida. I just got to put that picture up there because Diddy be acting zesty sometimes, man. I'm just being real. He acts a little zesty, but look, all of this stuff that has been coming out. A lot of people have been saying a lot of things. Feeling like the time is coming. Almost like it's a karma thing in sort of sense. Diddy has been known to have a lot of people under bad boy. He's messed with a lot of people's publishing stuff like that. And I mean, we can go on and on. The stories of all the different artists that he's had signed under the label, how they didn't get paid and things like that. But with these recent accusations of sex trafficking and underage finagling and sex workers and stuff like that, like it's gotten crazy. So even with that aspect, people have really started to come out the woodworks, man, with the jokes and all the claims and whatnot. Um, like I said, man, if y'all didn't see it not too long ago, I think I want to say what it was about like last week. His homes got raided, the ones in Cali, the one in Florida, and the one in New York. Had SWAT teams coming over there, busting up his house, trying to find all kind of evidence. Both his sons were, I believe, arrested in the incident, and Diddy was nowhere to be found. Yet they
They
did
were
find.
they
Yet
were
they
de-
did find him at. I think he was at the airport in Miami or something like that, and
his
supposedly he
his
flew off somewhere. What was you
his
saying?
sons his sons were detained. They were
Yeah.
not they were not arrested.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm saying. They
Well, I
took them
mean
boys out.
that's a huge distinction.
There is no charges that have been put on any of the boys. not that I know of, but they did pull them out of the house, you know, in the sense. So I'll be
Yeah, being
forgetting. I'll be forgetting how technical my boy is. You know what I'm saying? Arrested and detained are two different things, people. It is two different things. I feel you on that.
uh, yeah. I mean, don't you think? Don't you think
Uh,
that's
it, it's two different things. I
it's
agree
not
with you.
just that's not just semantics.
No, no, it's not. It's not. Regarding this whole situation, man, do you think the time is up for the? I can't even call him the Pied Piper because you know that was wasn't it that was R. Kelly's thing, the Pied Piper of R&B. I don't know. I think I heard the Diddler, and that just threw me. That threw me for a good loop, dude. Like, damn, that was
That's one of
hilarious.
the funniest ones.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure how much. I don't know about any minor accusations. I mean, it seems like all the accusations against him are coming from adults. So, I mean, the diddler is a funny nickname, but I mean, I don't think there's any. Was there any accusation from minors? I don't believe so. I believe these were all adults, stuff that's happening with adults.
Adults, but people have been saying that there has been some grooming of some sorts in some ways that Diddy has had his hand in a part of. Of course, you know the story of him and a young Usher, Usher being a part of his house and Diddy's camp or whatever that case may be, where he stayed with Diddy when he was like 13 years old. We've seen the video
Okay.
of
Yeah,
him
that's yeah. Usher would have
Justin
been a minor
Bieber and all of
Beaver.
that and how that looked very weird and whatnot. So shout out to my man Chris. I hear sex trafficking, but nothing about minors. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel you. Um, but it's all tying in. It's all tying in. People are saying, or people are trying to mention in the fact that he's had his hand with these minors and stuff like that. And y'all know, man, a lot of the Hollywood stuff about the sex trafficking, about the what's the man there, the Harvey Weinsteins, and all that nasty shit that's been going on. Nah, I don't give a damn what to say. Whether you some of that shit goes on for real, for real. Okay, now we don't know to the depths of it, and I don't even think that we will actually ever truly know the honest truth of what some of these things or how some of these things come about. But it wouldn't come out, in my opinion. These things wouldn't get reported, or these things wouldn't come out if there was some level of basis of truth in them. But that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. I could definitely be wrong, but I don't think people just make these accusations just to make these accusations. You know, it's kind of it's a head scratcher. It's a head scratcher. Um, but
I think every situation should be taken individually. So it's hard for me to make a general statement saying, okay, you know, the accusations wouldn't happen if they had no truth to them. And what's in whose situation, and what are you saying that in every situation with all Hollywood or music industry people,
no,
or are
no.
we
I mean, you
saying
have to take it by individual basis. Of course, you got to take it by individual basis. You can't just say,
okay?
I'm not going to just sit there and say the whole, because everybody probably ain't doing the same shit, but it's weird shit that goes on in Hollywood. You know that.
Yeah,
You
but
live
I
in
mean,
California.
but it's real easy. It's real easy, for people to be accused nowadays of something that they didn't do. So, accusations you know, are weaponized. I mean, especially against athletes, for sure.
Yeah,
You know, so
I have to
and
go back. I will have to go back and read the what was that, the affidavit or the paper that was what was that long ass, I want to say it was like a long ass affidavit that they had against him.
is
Uh
the civil
the
lawsuit.
civil yeah, the civil lawsuit. I gotta go back and read every one of those pages because I did kind of skim through it and see some of the kind of the, I guess you could say, quote unquote, important parts of it. But I really need to take it down word for word and just kind of read it on my own.
I mean,
Um,
it's with Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. It's two lawsuits you can go through. I mean, you can still go back and look at the Cassie lawsuit. I mean, those documents are still out there.
mhm.
So, she got sued by Cassie. I believe that was 30 something pages. And I haven't read, I read a little bit of the Cassie stuff, the documents. I haven't read any of this new one, the newest lawsuit
The
brought by the
Little Rod,
producer, Little Rod producer.
yeah,
But I
that's
hear
what
it's
Chris.
like I hear it's like 60 pages long, 65, 62,
Wow,
65 pages long.
wow.
That's a lot to read through.
Shout out to Chris. Chris says the first 35 pages depict Puff as some sort of sexual gangster goon. Shout out to Chris. That's hilarious. Um, wow. Sexual gangster goon. You know, I'm not just gonna sit here and just make a claim of just saying that Diddy did it. But I have my reasons to believe that Diddy did it.
I mean, most people believe he. I mean, just public
It's it's
opinion.
it's
A
it's
public opinion is against him at this point. I mean, most people
it's
have
very
their
much
mind made.
against him.
Most people have their mind
Yeah,
made up already.
it's very much against him. And he has done things in the past to make you just, like I said, scratch your head and make you be like, okay, okay, maybe so. Chris comes out 80% truth, 20% lie. Maybe so, maybe so. I know for sure that if I was ever invited to his house, I wouldn't go. I don't trust it. And we can all have like, we can all talk about different certain experiences. A lot of people don't know that, man. One of my good friends, man, just so happened to be part of the Day 26 group. That was part of the Making the Band thing. And shout out to my boy Brian. Brian was on two of my records, man, for my what is it, my vacation EP that I had put out not too long ago, a couple years back. And he had told me a couple of stories. I'm not gonna put all the business out there. He told me a couple of stories, man, that just kind of made him really kind of question what was going on in those mansion parties. So, I mean, there's people out there that know things that they know that they know that they know that they know. Um, Again, I'm not one to sit there and put anything out. I can have my opinions. I can talk about it in the way that I want. Um, but I feel like this is one of them situations that the truth will eventually reveal itself in the end, some way, somehow. Um, another thing that kind of gives you that red flag is, you know, how you kind of mentioned the thing with Cassie. Cassie drops the lawsuit, and Cassie's willing to sue or something like that, and like the very next day, it's cut. Very next day, she's paid off. You know, so it kind of makes you think, like, was he really just trying to really close the book on what all was about to be exposed? You know, you don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Within 24 hours, he settled it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Instead of fighting, he sat there and settled that shit. So, what do you have to necessarily hide? I'm not gonna just sit here and just make it like a execution run against Diddy, because I don't know the man personally. Like I said, you would not see me nowhere near his house. You would see me decline every invite that he would have given me if that was the case. And I got love for California. I've been to California a number of times. It just couldn't have been me. Sorry. Sorry. I know we're hearing things about Meek Mills. Damn.
What does California have to do with it? Like
No, I'm just saying because I know
this
he's
is
out there in
a,
Cali. I know. No, I'm
he's
saying because I know he's out there in
uh,
Cali. He's in New
he's a
York.
New
He's in
York, he's a
Florida.
New York nigga.
He's in
Exactly, he's a New
Florida.
York
You know
nigga.
what I'm saying? But I know, just like I did mention earlier, Hollywood is out there in the California area. Hollywood has those parties. It is what it is. You know, I'm not denying it. Man, look, shit goes down, man. Shit goes down when them lights go. When it get dark outside. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, maybe we should have a broader conversation about, and not just not when I say we, I mean everybody. I mean the public, about who's protecting people, who gives protection to people like Diddy. So who protects them for so long? You see what I'm saying? So there's people more powerful than Diddy, and that's why if you look at the loss, I know for sure the Little Rod lawsuit, he named a lot of big wigs, a lot of big names, a lot of record industry names, owners of the labels and executives with these labels. So maybe the real issue is Puffy being the face of all this, but the people behind him letting it go on for so long, or giving protection, or allowing him to get away with a lot of this stuff by either not cutting ties and stuff like that. So maybe the conversation should shift into trying to bring to justice some of these bigger names. Maybe these bigger names have more criminal some kind of criminal culpability in this. What is
Hmm.
their they
What is they role in it?
yeah, I mean they may have some civil culpability, but what about investigating them guys? How what did they know?
Which
What did
which
they
is which
what did they
which
co-sign?
you make a very interesting point. Um, I feel like those people in particular are the highly protected, for whatever reason, for whatever case. They're the ones that kind of pretty much run society, if you want to say, so to speak. Um, I don't necessarily know how all this stuff got brought up against Diddy, and has him, feeling like he's, walking on eggshells and stuff like that. I don't know if he might have pissed off somebody and said something that he shouldn't have said. But people can make rumors, people can make assumptions, all sorts of things. We just know that right now, at this simple point in fact, that there is a high investigation going on for Diddy, and whatever the case may be, you know, as the time goes on, we'll see how this unfolds. We'll just have to wait, sit back and see how all this unfolds. But I will say that, man, you guys take the time to, you know, try to check out these civil lawsuits, man. Try to take your time to kind of read up on it, and try to get your understanding of what's really going down, and make your own inference of what's going on, man. Just know that once the feds and stuff start coming into your house, man, shit gets serious. Shit just gets serious. So, you know, the diddler, hey man, more power to you, bro. You know, it is what it is on that part. I'm gonna leave that be. I'm just gonna leave that be. Point number two, man. Let's go to it. I don't know if you guys watched it last night. Two very good games, NCAA women's, and I can't believe, man, like this has been a very this has been interesting. I can't say that I've been watching the women's NCAA this whole time, but when you get some high marquee names and some games going on, it's cool. But I've been hearing a lot of controversy with this one, especially today. So you had Caitlin Clark in Iowa had a rematch against Angel Reese and LSU. These guys met up in the national championship last year. A lot of talk and stuff was made because Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark did the little John Cena face thing. Angel Reese came back, did the little John Cena face thing, was pointing at the ring, you know, I guess kind of rubbing it in their face. This year they have a rematch, and Caitlin Clark drops 41 points on their ass, beats LSU. Angel Reese did kind of tweak her ankle within the game, but still ended up playing and going through the game and whatnot. But I'm hearing so much talk from different people. I've heard, Jamel Hill come out and saying that it's more of a black and white thing. I've heard, I'm just saying, I've heard white people saying that it's almost like what LSU deserves. They didn't, they didn't stand for the national anthem and whatnot, and all of it, just a whole bunch of different stuff, man, that takes away from just the actual essence of the game. You could say it was a revenge game. I'm not necessarily saying it was a revenge game. It's just two good teams that just ended up meeting each other this go round in the tournament, and the better team won. I watched the game. LSU just couldn't make shots. Caitlin Clark was making buckets. She was making passes and assists. Iowa was just a better team last night. But stuff like this can't never go on face value. You just can't go on face value. It has to be some kind of racial division or something like that with social media and people. And I don't know why, but it's just a society that we just live in. It just can't be about sports. Can't ever be about that. It always has to have different angles and stuff like that. Also, we saw Angel Reese at the end of making the exit speech, and she was saying how she just tries to be there for the team. She's been sexualized and all these other things, since she won the national championship. And she tries to hold it all in, be that strong person for the team.
Wait, she said that?
Yeah. He said all that.
Okay, so after she won the national championship, then she was showing herself in skimpy clothing. Like she was wearing like skin tight bodysuits and stuff like that. So
I mean, we all saw it.
who sexualized her? I mean, she looks good. She's an adult. She can do what she wants, but she was complaining about being sexualized.
Man, you didn't hear it. Well,
No, I did not. I did not hear the post game her
yeah, make
interview.
sure you do, man. Make sure you do. I know you're gonna
Uh,
talk about it in the chat, but I'm just saying, like,
nah, I'm cool.
yeah.
I'm good. She did. She dog. Come on, man. Like
We both caught the game. Well,
she basically did an Instagram clip or an Instagram short herself, like showing what she was wearing. And like I
mm,
said, she looked good, but I mean, you can't dress like an internet model or Instagram model and then be like, oh, I'm being sexualized. Like, really? Come on. Okay, sure.
I'm not saying I'm defending it or anything in that aspect. I'm just, you know, you have to. I mean, you have to look at. That's why you have to. That's why I always say, man, you got to be careful and mindful of the things that you post. You got to think before you post, because all of this stuff can come back to you. Can come
It's
back on you.
just it's just a pattern of some people victimizing themselves, and I'm not even going to limit it to women. Like there's men that do it too, right? So it's like you do something and you put yourself out there in a certain way, and then you
Mm-hmm.
complain when people look at it or comment on it, and it's like, okay, now I'm a victim. Well, you put yourself out there like that in that light, so you
Well,
can't be. It's like being empowered and being a victim at the same time. I'm strong and I'm weak at the same time, or I'm strong and vulnerable. Okay, which one is it? Choose one.
you can't be both.
Strong and weak at the same time.
You can be strong and vulnerable.
Strong and vulnerable.
Yeah.
I guess if you try to say in what sense, but in the context of being sexualized, not necessarily like if I'm liberated, if I'm no, I can't be both at the same time. I can't, no. That's, I'm not comparing Angel Reese to a sex worker, but some of the sex worker OnlyFans girls be like, okay, they're sexually liberated or whatever, and then they try to play the victim and be like, oh, people are sexualizing them or taking advantage. They only want them for their body, or
Or
they
nobody
look
wants
at
to take them
they
serious or
they
whatnot.
nobody takes them serious. Yeah, and it's
Okay.
like, well, no, you can't be strong in that context. No, you can't be both.
Okay.
You either that way, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're vulnerable, if then you protect yourself. What do you do when you're vulnerable? You try to protect yourself.
Facts. Facts. Which I agree. Yeah. Um, regarding that game, because you did watch that game, man. What did you see, man? What did you see within that game?
Well, I saw LSU. I think LSU is good defensively. What I saw is like you said, they just couldn't hit shots. They just couldn't hit a lot of open shots. They're taller, they more athletic, obviously, but they need more shooters, especially from the corners. And Angel Reese, she's a good player. I just don't think she's. I mean, 17 points and 20 rebounds is nothing to scoff at. But to me, she's just like, she's tall and athletic. She's a good defender, but she needs shooters around her. And if she's gonna be in the league, she needs to get on the team, or whatever team she goes to. If she's gonna be the focal point of the team, regardless, she's gonna need shooters around her. I think Flaw Johnson had a really good game. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like I like her game. I like her game.
yeah.
She's a baller. She has a lot of game.
She
She
had a
can
couple of
finish.
blocks there too. Yeah,
She has a couple blocks. She's a strong finisher. So I like her game. They just LSU needed more shooters, and Iowa just played a technical game, and they shot really good at the beginning, and they had their confidence going. And even though they went in at halftime tied, uh, you know, uh, Kalen Clark came out in the third quarter just dropping threes. So,
yeah, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
the most prolific scorer in college basketball history. She broke the 3-point record last night, all-time 3-point record, all-time tournament 3-point record, all-time tournament like assist record, I believe. All that was broken in that game last night. So, I mean, you can't deny she's a generational player, and they just couldn't stop her. Another thing, LSU they didn't switch. They wasn't switching on the screens until about 3 minutes left in the game in the fourth quarter. So it was
right.
bad. It was bad coaching. They should have been switching every screen a lot earlier, especially in the second half. That should have been a halftime adjustment to where they came out in the second half and they're gonna say, okay, what we're gonna do is on these pick and rolls or on these screens, we're gonna switch everything.
Right. Right.
Or they should have just put Flaw Johnson. They should have just put Johnson on
On Clark.
on Clark on
Yeah.
Clark. So
They
they
did a
let
lot of screens to let that girl wide open, man, and hit those shots.
I think the girl name was Van Lind or
Yeah,
something like
Van
that.
Lin. Yeah, 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 yeah.
The coach just let her get cooked like the whole game,
Shit.
basically. You know,
Shit.
and
Yes, she was. Yeah, she
and
was.
it was and that hurt her offense because she missed some open shots, and I think she might have been tired chasing around Clark the whole time or whatever, but you know, uh, but yeah, it was a bad defensive strategy they had against Clark. They didn't get the ball out of her hands enough. They didn't trap her enough in the backcourt. They didn't trap her at half. They didn't stop her at half court. So they could have used some more different defensive strategies just to get the ball out of her hand.
Hell, she dropped 41. No, they
If
didn't do
she's
enough.
Yeah, I mean, and she had shooters around her. So the
Yeah,
shooters that she had around her, especially early in that game, were making shots.
yeah.
And but I think if LSU would have put more defensive pressure on and kept getting the ball out of Clark's hands, I think some of her teammates probably would have started tensing up and missing more shots.
It probably would
Like,
have helped out. Probably would have helped out
don't
some.
don't let Clark beat you. Don't let her beat you. Make the other players on the team beat you.
What's up, big game? Shout out to you, man. Shout out.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and not even to take away from Clark's game, because Clark is going to be a very revolutionary player, especially when she goes over to the WNBA. Um, I'm going to go ahead and consider her one of the best to play college basketball. I'm not necessarily going to give her the mantle over like a Maya Moore, uh, over like a Cheryl Swoops just yet. Um,
What
you know,
in terms of college basketball?
I'm just saying, just hoops in general, bro. Just hoops in
Okay.
general. Like,
Okay, hoops in general, but in college basketball, she's the greatest college basketball player ever. I mean, that's I don't see how that's debatable.
I mean, you make a good point, bro. You make a good point. Cause she's what you did, yeah. She's like the you just mentioned
She
it, like the top. She's like
record
the top
holder of
dog, yeah.
she's probably holding like 10 all-time records in women's college basketball, and she holds all-time records over men. She's the all-time scorer in college
Yeah,
basketball,
yeah,
women or men.
yeah. Reese
So,
getting hurt in foul trouble hurt us. Yeah, it did, James. Yeah, yeah. Reese getting hurt in that foul trouble. That was bad. But yeah,
well,
she is
yeah.
the top
Well,
dog.
I
You
mean,
did
we're
say that.
by the time Angel Reese fouled out, though, that game was kind of it was
Yeah,
hard.
game was done. Game was
Yeah, they
pretty
were
much
they
done.
were down by 10, 12, 13 when she fouled out, and you know,
Yeah.
I
And
don't
that last foul to me wasn't even really a foul.
I don't believe yeah, it wasn't. I
That
don't
wasn't
think
even
she
a
should have.
foul, low
Yeah,
key, but
I don't think she should have fouled out on that, but that is what it is. That's the way they called it. But
here's what it is, man. Let's go to point number 3, man. Um, this kind of got a lot of talk too. I don't know if you people paid attention to this, but Shadur Sanders has a brand new Cybertruck. Now, I mean, the college
what kind of talk?
quarterback.
What kind of talk is about that? What are they saying? They hating on them for having it, or
Well, people have
It's
their
kind of
ideas.
crazy,
Here
man.
it
I ain't
goes,
gonna
man.
lie
Y'all
to
check it
you.
out.
It's my first time seeing this in person. Hey, how you even open the door? Bro, 18th car. I'm trying to be like
18th
you when I grow up.
18th
This is
car?
kind of crazy.
You heard that.
Cybertruck. When you get this? Yesterday, bro. It's the
yesterday?
first Cybertruck they dropped. Colorado? I mean, what they had delivered in Colorado. The first Cybertruck. This is crazy. But the difference is, though, this the best of the best one. Which one? The Cyber Beast. This is how you tell. Go to the truck. Excuse my dirt. It rained. That's that Cyber Beast. Okay. First one they released in Colorado, man. Makes sense. First Cyber Beast, man. Legendary. It's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing. Tesla gift. Beautiful.
Okay. I'm not gonna hate at all. No,
It
I'm
sound
not.
like
Like for real.
If you
No,
got,
no, no,
it sounds like some hate coming.
no, no, no. I'm not gonna hate, dog. I'm not gonna hate. My only question, is no, no, no. Seriously, seriously, because now we're in a society. We're in the era now to where these college kids are getting paid bukus of money, endorsements, everything like that. Um, Chris said he's not even impressed by.
He's the son of a multimillionaire. Let's
Yeah,
start there.
yeah. Start. I mean,
Let's start with who his father is.
and I
So
understand that. We know in Dion, we already know who Deion Sanders is, and him being the coach and everything like the Colorado Buffaloes. Shador
so
Sanders being the starting quarterback, everything like that.
he grew up privileged, not wanting for anything,
Oh,
not needing
oh.
not not needing anything. So I mean he's already, privileged and whatever. So
Does this does this does this distract from the main goal of playing football?
only if they lose. It's only a distraction if they're losing or he's playing bad. Nobody's gonna care about this if they win or if he plays well. I mean, we can still criticize him if he plays well and the team still loses. I think most of that blame is gonna go to his father, to Dion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he plays well, you know, like what does having nice things distract from? I mean, for a lot of young guys, it could possibly, partying, having fun, women, whatever, So if he's worried about his 18 cars and not, not hitting the
Excuse me.
gym, not out throwing to his receivers and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if he's spending the majority of his time driving around in his Cybertruck and he's not trying to get better or he's not studying film and stuff like that, then yeah, I guess it is a distraction. I guess that depends. It's individual basis. Players been getting free stuff, and he didn't get that free.
No,
The
no,
University of Colorado didn't pay for him to get that Cybertruck.
no, they didn't.
Obviously, that either came out of his own NIL money that he possibly got or his pops money. So
Mm-hmm.
and his pops connections. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if Elon gave him the truck for free. Because the more money you have, the richer you have, the more free shit you get.
Which is
It's
I
amazing.
never understood that.
And that's amazing. Yeah, because it's advertisement. Like, 'cause, so uh I mean, as long as he's still studying, as long as he, I think, college players been getting stuff, you can go back to the 80s and the 90s when players were getting cars and houses. We know what happened with the University of Southern California. Reggie Bush getting his
Yeah,
Heis
yeah.
getting his Heisman taken. I mean, so Reggie Bush still won a national championship,
I
getting
mean,
free stuff.
it brings up a point of, and I think it's just different for every individual player that's in that locker room because some guys are trying to take the serious, some guys are in there trying to take the sport of football or whatever the case may be, whatever the sport it is, but they're trying to take it to a serious level in hopes of possibly going to the next level, NFL maybe, or whatever their goal may be.
I think it could divide. I think it could
I
divide a locker. I think it could
that's
divide a
that,
locker room.
that's
It could
and
be a.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
It could
saying.
be a team. It could be a team distraction. Maybe not necessarily a distraction for the individual player who has all this crap, but other players on the team either jealous or they're not getting as much shine or they're not getting the NIL money. You know what I'm saying? And
Almost like it's a throw in the face. Almost as if it's like, damn. And don't get me wrong. I mean, in many ways, when Dion came to Colorado and just automatically said, "Look, I'm bringing my son in. He's doing this," like right then and there, like it's not.
I'm bringing my two son, my
You
two
know what I'm
sons
saying? I'm
in.
bringing my two sons, and they're going to start, and they're going to do this, and you know what I'm saying? Like automatically, he made those guys faces of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Faces of the.
they're faces of the team. I mean, the first meeting, he goes in there and says, "Hey, a lot of y'all not going to be here, so if y'all want to leave, you know, I'll happily sign your transfer portal papers. Like, if you want to go in the portal, go ahead. A lot of y'all not going to be here anyway." He walked in the door and told him that.
Yeah, man. Oh man, and don't get me wrong, I like Dion, man, but I don't know. I don't know how well this is going to be necessarily received with the team. And even remember, man, everybody started having high expectations for Colorado when they first went on their winning streak. When they first started within the season, and then you saw within the middle of the season, true colors started getting shown. I can't remember what their record was by the end of the season, but they didn't play for no championship or nothing like that. So they have to regroup. They have to get better. I know they just brought in Warren Sapp to help out as well on the coaching staff. But it's just gonna be interesting, man. It's interesting. Does it makes you wonder, is the program there for the pride of football, or is it just for the paparazzi glitz and glamour? And I think you start with how
I
Dion is
think the
managing.
I think Dion is he's about winning games. I think he really wants to win games. And I think Shadur wants to win games. I guess it's Dion was always flashy while winning. He was
Yes, he was.
always that way. He was always that way.
Must be the
So
money.
yeah, I mean, so yeah, he wants to win. Can he win with the talent, that he has or trying to bring in? It's going to be a lot of detractors. It's going to be a lot of haters, which obviously came out. So it's people. It's always going to be people. When you have a guy that's real flashy like that, boastful, very confident, and a lot of people see him as overconfident. Like you're gonna have a lot of people, waiting for his downfall
Waiting
or
for a
hoping
downfall of
for
the
it
mind.
or wishing for it, or
Yeah,
expecting it. So,
yeah.
you know, everybody gonna say, "I told you so."
Yeah.
We knew this was gonna happen. Everybody's gonna act like they knew it was,
Like it was inevitable. Like it was just gonna happen and it was gonna come. I understand what you're saying, man. I understand. MCXP Radio, we sitting here chilling, your boy A Reed and Brian, aka Broken Safety, man. Those are the 3 points. Agree or disagree, please continue to put your comments, all of that good stuff. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you are always in tune with us anytime that we come on the scene, busting it up. You already know, man, it is the next time for the next segment. One of my favorites, winners and losers. Let's get it. All right, all right. So usually on the segment of winners and losers, I go by whatever's going on within the week and somewhat. Give a shout out to somebody, to the winners, and I give a shout out to, whoever the losers might be. Kind of taking a different route tonight since we're back, but I do have the winners. The winners this week for me is the women's Final Four. I'm going to post this up. You have NC State, UConn, South Carolina, and Iowa. These four teams will be going against each other. UConn and Iowa, I believe. Then it's NC State and South Carolina. These four girls teams. Winner of these games will meet each other for the national championship. I can't necessarily give you a clear-cut advantage. I will say that I'm personally saying that South Carolina will probably end up winning it this year, but anything is possible. To me, right now, it is a toss-up between UConn and Iowa. You know, UConn put the brakes on USC last night. That was the second game. Although USC had Juju Watkins, who's going to end up being a pretty damn good player for women's basketball here in the future, even though she's just a freshman. But yeah, UConn and Iowa, that's going to be a toss-up for me. I think South Carolina finally ends NC State, who's the Cinderella team. You got to give a shout out to the NC State men's team as well, man, because they've been playing their asses off as well. Really surprising a lot of people over there. They just beat Duke, knocked them out of the rankings, and I believe they're in the Final Four as well. So they should be, that's going to be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, those are my winners, man. Those are my winners for the week. I think we have two good matchups. Yet again, two good matchups to see who ends up going to the national championship. Definitely be some games that I'll be looking at. I think these games happen on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So man, I advise you guys, man, try to take some time out and check them out, man. I think this has probably been one of the most entertaining women's basketball seasons that has been here in a long time, as far as NCAA regarding. And y'all looking at the future stars, man. Hopefully these next crop of women can help boost the eyes that are not shown on the WNBA. And I'm not even knocking the WNBA for it, but who really watches WNBA like that?
They got a lot of good talent coming.
But
They
that's
got a
what I'm
lot of
saying.
good. The
They got
future,
some good talent
talent,
coming in the
talent
future to
wise,
make
yeah,
this.
talent wise, the future is bright for the WNBA. They got some. They got. I mean, you got Clark coming in. Reese is gonna be coming in. Juju in a couple years. Number 5, I think, on UConn. She's good.
Paige Buchers, something like that. Paige Buchers. And then I
Yeah.
believe the center for South Carolina, she just said that she was going to go in the draft. Matter
Okay.
of fact, she said
Yeah.
after the season she's going into the draft. So yeah, you got some ballers. You got some ballers that are going to come out and do their damn thing, man. So I think I'm kind of quite
Have the
excited.
ratings came out for those games last night yet?
I have not seen the ratings.
The TV ratings, because that's probably going to be the highest rated women's game of all time, right? I mean, the highest rated women's college basketball games. I mean, maybe some of them UConn games back in the day had some really high ratings, but yeah, I don't remember tapping into women's college basketball since me personally, since like those UConn days. The when UConn was really like, undefeated, like 100 games in a row type stuff, Tarasi and all that. It had to be a lot of eyes on, especially that Iowa LSU game. It had to be a lot of eyes on that game. So that's
So they
great to
said
them.
this rematch on Monday drew even a bigger crowd. Um, They said this game last night between Iowa and LSU averaged 12.3 million viewers for ESPN, which was the largest TV audience ever for a women's basketball game in the United States.
Yeah, figured as much.
The previous
Figured as
record
much.
was set more than 40 years ago when the CBS broadcast of the 1983 title game that featured USC legend Cheryl Miller, and that drew 11.83 million people. Yeah. So yeah, they shit. See what I'm saying? You talking about the ratings, man? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. So we got some good shit coming, man. We got some good
Uh,
shit coming.
Definitely some winners. I don't have any predictions for the Final Four. I don't know. I just Caitlin Clark is a great player. I'm not sure if Iowa as a team has what it takes to win it all.
I mean, based on what I saw, they can shoot, but they just seem a little small to me. Just tad bit small. I feel like there's some girls out there that can just bully them. You know what I'm saying? Like not in a negative way, but just can, size wise. I feel like.
Size wise, and Clark has to do it. She has to do so much. If anything happens to her, they're done. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
and
done.
nobody wants to see that happen. But
Yeah.
I mean, she has to. I mean, she's gonna have to drop probably between 35 and 40 these next two games. I mean,
Facts.
she has to score 40 these next two games as well.
Facts.
Like
Facts.
they
All
won't
facts.
win. They won't win without that type of scoring from her.
Facts. That's all facts. I said that too. She's gonna have to. She's gonna have to. So we'll see how that happens, man. We'll see how that happens. So congratulations to those four schools, all those girls that are doing their thing, man, for the women's Final Four. Yeah, good luck. Let's see who does it. So that is my winners for the week. Now I have a loser, but I'm not gonna necessarily call this a loser. I'm gonna call this more of a loss. Um, on a somber note, we got the news of a few days ago that Vontae Davis, the younger brother of Vernon Davis, who's retired tight end within the league. But Vontae Davis was found dead in his gym in his home. They do not know what is the cause just yet. They haven't put anything out. If you guys recall, if a lot of people don't recall, Vontae Davis is the one that famously retired at halftime and just said that he was done playing the game. In the halftime when he was with the Buffalo Bills, he just abruptly decided that he was going to retire. He went into the locker room, took off his clothes, and he said he was done playing football. So, shout out to that family. Condolences, of course, from everybody, all the sports people within the league. It's always sad to hear somebody pass away, especially people in these high positions of, sports and whatnot. Never really want to see anything like that. But he's not my loser. He's just a loss, another loss that we have taken here in the year 2024. So, um, especially I know Vernon Davis is, man, and I'm pretty sure that he might be taking it pretty damn hard. So, condolences to him and the family, and everything like that. Please keep him and his family in your prayers and whatnot, man. It's sad, but it is life. 35 years old, man. 35 years old, young cat, young cat. Hate to hear that. Um, but yeah, man, yeah, that is my loss, not the loser. It was my loss for the week. So I wanted to go ahead and put that out there. Uh, B, got anything?
Yeah. Rest in peace to Vontae, man. That's a sad thing. Young, too young.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man, definitely. With that being said, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in, logging in, checking in with us, man. Another wonderful show that we do have here on the MCXPRadio. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys that barring some things in my job, I may have to be switching um my days on this, but I will let you guys know, of course. Um, as things progress within the week, and I should probably know by the end of the week. But may just be moving the man cave to another day, but still streaming and doing what we doing. Making sure we giving you some good content and whatnot. But yeah, man, I just wanted to put that out there. Look, man, take care of yourselves. Do everything that you need to do. Don't let the dealer get you. I had to put that out there, man. Take that, take that. That's what he says. It's funny, man. It is funny. I don't care what you say. It is something
It is.
serious, but man, I'm telling you, the things, the memes, everything that I've been seeing, it's just been some of the most hilarious stuff that I've ever seen in my life. And I feel like you bring it on yourself. People have to understand when you do things and you put stuff out in public, social media, you're doing all this stuff with cameras around. Look, I'm telling you, you put yourself out there for people to talk about. It is free reign for people to talk about. Okay? All the jokes that came out about R. Kelly when he was pissing on kids. You shouldn't have never done that, bro. It came out. Everybody had their fun with it. Look, the Boondocks had a great episode about it. You know, Dave Chappelle makes a video on it, man. I mean, look.
Years and years of circumstantial evidence through the form of video and publicly known information, and just a lot of video evidence and interviews and stuff. Just some wild stuff that he said. I mean, you can the Drink Champs interview. I mean, the videos with him and Bieber, and it's just a lot of cringe.
Dog, yeah, you mentioned the Drink Champs in it. That, come on, bro. Even Fabulous was like, "Say, bro, come on." Like, really? I like it when you like this, Daddy. I like this. Well, you don't party with me, man. Nigga, we did party. No, but how come you don't want to party with me, bro? Bro, chill out. 50 said this nigga want to take him shopping. When 50 dropped that thing, I was dying, dog. This is the fuck.
50 is one of the best trolls of all time.
Yes, he is.
He, you know.
Yes, he is.
He almost always wins, like his little verbal confrontations with people.
One of his best trolls of all time is what he did at that Ja Rule concert when he bought out like the front rows, like the first 5 rows of the Ja Rule concert. It didn't show up. Nobody showed.
Yeah, so they would be empty.
Oh my god, bro! Oh, that is straight dirty.
The Floyd Mayweather Cat in the Hat stuff, man.
God, dog.
If you can read,
50,
what do you say? If you can read a page of Dr. Seuss, man, Cat in the Hat, man. I would give. What did he say? I'll give you $10 million, $20 million. I forgot what he said. That was one of the most hilarious, dude. Just hilarious.
I'm gonna have to do a show with all the 50 trolls, man, and just laugh. We just laugh.
Friggin' hilarious, man.
Classic. Again, man, MCXPRadio. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, logging in, joining in. Y'all already know what it is, man. I always tell you guys at the end of the show, man, if you're seeking mental health issues, please go out there and seek help. There's a number right there. I always like to post. Please call your local people up, man, and ask them, man, to help you out. I'm telling you, man, from a person that has dealt with it before in his life, man, I thank God that I've got people in my life, man, that I can talk to, run to, man, that can help me out and get me out of dark situations. It's always good to have somebody to chop it up with, friends or family. They can always tell you some things. They can tell you sometimes what you want to hear to kind of soften up a blow. But it's always good to talk to somebody that you don't know that can tell you what you need to hear. Always give you some better advice. You never know, man. You never know. But please always check up on your friends, check up on your loved ones, check up on all the people that you care about, because you never know who's going through what. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that in the most sincere way, man. Please take care of your people. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care. All of that good stuff, man. For me, myself, man, A. Reed, for my man Broken, man. For the BGSC Network, Jay Stocks, my boy Big Game J's, man. The two birds, one show, all of that good stuff that we do, man. I love y'all. Until next time, man, y'all take it easy, all right? Let me get up out of here. I gotta find I got it right here. Peace.
I love.
Cruising in a Rari with the hair and nails and toes done. Always keep it stylish. Never gonna give me.
We're gonna make a lot of women mad at this one, but it's all right.
gonna get a shot.